because I'm going to be talking today about this unfortunate situation. And, I really want to kind of dive into this because people have definitely have said some things on one of my posts that are kind of concerning because it's, first of all, let me just put this disclaimer out, especially for those, like, I'm not going to play the politics game with you guys. So if you comment and it's kind of political, probably won't answer that comment. If the comment is based in emotion and emotionalism, I'm gonna say this to everybody who is emotional on here. I respect your emotions. I respect how you feel about the situation, but I'm not talking emotions. I'm talking fact. And if you get emotional, you start disrespecting anybody who comments or me on here, you will be deleted from my friend list and you won't get the information or the good information that I have. Obviously, you're here because you read the information and you probably want it for some odd unknown reason, whether that reason is so you can have some other side of things or you just want to be a rebuttal person. I'm not here to rebut in this situation. And then another warning, if you are somebody who cannot control their emotions on these situations and these topics, please do not, I should say, watch this video. You should stop it right now, because I don't do emotions and I don't do disrespect of anybody because you're emotional. I don't care how hurt you are. You have no right to have a fit, riot, cuss somebody out, tell somebody off, all that stuff. You don't have that right because people are human beings and I am a human being as well. And you don't know what I do. Don't comment on me, my career, or how I get my how I get my information, because you guys don't know that. You guys are not here with me. You guys don't do my show. Matter of fact, you guys are not my producer. So stop telling me what I should be doing with my show, how I should be disseminating my information, and where I should be getting my information, because my information comes from real sources, not fake sources, not fake news, not somebody else's article. I dive deep into my research and I get the information that I need in order to convey the right information to you guys. Whether you like it or not, I don't care. I honestly don't. I just want to put that out there. So I just want to put these disclaimers and these warnings out because I don't want any more issues, because I will get real rude on you and you probably won't like it. So today we're talking about police brutality. I'm saying surviving the engagement with the police. This new, and then we're highlighting the Kenosha shooting of the unarmed man. I really think, first of all, I'm gonna start off, I really think that's rather unfortunate, and this is kind of dear to my heart because Kenosha is my hometown. I went to high school there. I have a lot of friends there, a lot of people I know, a lot of family there. So it kind of hurts to see that these type of things are still going on, and the unfair treatment of people are still going on in Wisconsin like that. So it's just real, it's hurtful, so my heart goes out to the family. It's a sad thing that first of all, I'm going to talk about the police in this situation. I agree with the police need better training. I just want to put that out there. There needs to be some things in place that ensure that police are not overreaching, not only that, but are in fear. Like, one of the biggest things that I talk about with these people who are in police officers is their fear. And I equate it to this. If anybody on here has ever been to the military, one thing I love about the military, after 10 years, every person who wants to continue past a 10-year mark has to go through a psych eval. Now, that could have changed. I'm not going to say that's written in stone, but I remember that when I was trying to go into the Marines, that was one of the things. After 10 years, if I want to continue on, then I'll have to do a psych eval. Reason why they do that psych eval, because they want to make sure that they don't see everybody as warriors. I see everybody. They don't want our soldiers to go in a situation and think that you're always at wartime. They want to test for PTSD, all that stuff. One of the things that I don't like about our police departments are that they don't have that measure in place. I think after 10 years, especially when you've been policing in dangerous neighborhoods or policing in neighborhoods where it's a high probability of crime, those officers need to be able to take a psych evaluation so that they're not seeing everybody as a guilty party. So they're not seeing everybody as criminals, because I think that's one of the biggest things that I learned. Even being out here in California and LA, I had a chance to talk with different sheriffs, and then I actually had a really good talk with the troopers, and the state patrol was telling me the difference in between the training between the police, the sheriffs, and the state patrol. One of the things I've always noticed, and I told him, I said, I noticed that anytime I've had a police engagement with a state patrol, you guys were a lot nicer than most of the police and the sheriffs. And the state patrolman said that's because of the training. He was referring to the sheriffs, because out here we have sheriffs. They said the sheriffs are trained in the prisons, in the jail, so they're dealing with people who are always saying I'm innocent, I'm innocent, I'm innocent. Then by the time they get out on the street, then every time somebody says they're innocent, they're not going to believe you anyway. So there's some things that in their training that needs to be readdressed and reimagined, as the words that the liberals use. So I agree totally with that. I agree that police brutality is a bad thing. And I'm going to put this premise out because I'm coming from this premise because I want everybody to understand where I don't come from a racial premise. I'm not a racist person. So I would never say it's just black people. One, because the data doesn't show that. I've showed that in many other videos. I've had so many videos outlining the data from the DOJ as well as different police departments around the country. I've outlined that data. So anybody who want to bring an article up or tell me that it is and black people are being hunted, you won't get responded to, because that's stupid. That's stupidity. Just gonna be honest. That's real stupidity. Because if black people are getting hunted, how come I'm not dead? How come I'm not running for my life every time I see a police officer? And people always want to say, hey, that's just your experience. No, that's many black people's experience in America. People who actually obey the law. People who actually just do what is asked of them. I'm sorry, I've been in really bad situations with police officers, but what saved my life is complicity or complying. Sorry. I comply. You know what? It wasn't the most fair situation, but you know what? I lived to tell the story. I lived to get certain officers written up. I've lived to get certain officers in trouble. That's happened. Because what I did was, fine, I'm going to let them arrest me. I'm going to let them do what they do. And I'm going to fight this in the courts. That's just wisdom, guys. This is wisdom. So I'm coming from a point of view where police brutality is a broad issue, because it is a broad issue amongst all races. Not just black folks. And it's not more in the black community. It's all races. Now, I will say this. There are some different treatment from black people. I agree when it comes to apprehending a black person. But I also believe that comes from a source. Like I said earlier about the PTSD. I said earlier about sometimes cops start to, when you work in a bad neighborhood, you start to see everybody's guilty. But the problem is, if 50% of the crime is committed by most of our people, over 50% actually, I think it's a little bit more, I'm misquoting that, then most of the engagements are going to be pretty much on 10. Cops and police are going to be, okay, what kind of guy is this? What type of person is this? I'm nervous. They're going to be nervous when 50% of all murder cases, all crime, in America is committed by African American people. So they're going to be extra cautious. Sometimes the treatment is not going to be the same. And I'm sorry, my solution for treatment is not the police. It's us. If we want other people to stop seeing us as dangerous people, if you want other people to stop treating us unfairly, then we need to change the behavior of our communities. Because if the shoe fits, wear it. Birds of a feather flock together. If you're around millionaires, 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up being a millionaire. If you're around criminals, 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up being a criminal. Change the behavior in our communities. This video is about surviving the police engagement. Um, um, I posted this post, and let me show you this real quick because I'm still trying to figure out why is this such controversy for people, right? So I posted this post, and let me read. People, teach your kids to comply. You have to live to tell the story. Stop getting emotional when the police stop you. Think before you react and live to fight the injustice. Now, I don't think that this statement was that controversial to the point where I got over 85 comments, right, of people yelling at me, telling me basically that I'm crazy for this and that sounds stupid because you're all emotional. You guys can't even listen to the wisdom. And let me help you. It's easier to help you on a live, and this is why I did a live. I'm not finna sugarcoat this. I'm finna be real with this. What's up, Isaac? Isaac said, sorry. He said, my fault. In any detainment, it is both the responsibility of the law enforcement officer as well as the detainee to avoid escalating the situation. It's mutual, and I agree with that. And you're hitting my point right now. You're hitting the point that I was talking on. Is first of all, what is our responsibility to this? We're always blaming the cop for the engagement all the time. Now, I'm not saying that they're not the fault, because a lot of situations they're at fault. I think there's a lot of things that could have been handled better. I don't believe in allowing the suspect to get away just under the cuss of him fighting you. At the end of the day, if he's fighting you, you're going to jail. And if I was a cop, it would be no different with me. And I'm not a bit of racist. If you fight, you're going to jail. I'm not the one that's quick to use deadly force, but obviously I'm not in that situation, and I don't know the situation of these police officers because I'm not a police officer. Obviously I'm a radio host. So, but I want to put this out here when it comes to how we dealing with these situations. One, first of all, I'm not going to just jump on every video just because somebody says, hey, this guy got shot innocently. And I'm going to tell you like this. Yes, in my opinion, he got shot. In my opinion, see, I'm being very particular with my words. Yes, that man was shot innocently. Because from the story, which I do believe, but I still don't know. I want to be direct with my words. The story is this. The man was breaking up a fight. So I'm going to analyze what I know, guys. So this is just what I know, and I'm going to analyze it from the point of law and to the point of reason and the point of wisdom, right? So the man was breaking up a fight. This is the story that was told. It was breaking up a fight from between two girls, and that's how he got into this engagement with police. Now, from that time, somebody called the police, right? Or a bunch of people called the police. Now, let's stop right there. I want to analyze the situation so everybody can clearly understand the situation. What was said on the 911 call? And I said this in the last video where we were talking about what happened here in Santa Clarita, where the boys were held up by the cops. There's two or three black boys who were being attacked by a homeless person with a knife. They were trying to stab them, but when the police got there, they pointed at the black kids and I guess arrested them or whatever. I'm pretty sure they found out later on that they weren't the person, but because everybody's making an uproar, they made it into a racist thing versus the police just trying to figure out what's going on. They don't know what's going on. All they know, there was a dangerous situation. They come in blazing. I get it. So this is the point I'm saying. Depending on the 911 call, how was the 911 call made? And matter of fact, how many people made the 911 call? And was everybody in that 911 call rational in what they were saying to the dispatcher? That's element number one, because that makes a difference between whether a cop is going to come in hot or come in with just being inquisitive, trying to figure out what's going on. If somebody's panicking, somebody getting stabbed or somebody getting shot and they fighting, and you gotta get here, you gotta get this. They're thinking, oh, somebody's in danger, something's gonna happen, come in hot, guns blazing, right? Because their job as police is to secure the scene and make sure everybody is safe first, not figure out what's going on and then secure the scene. Because if you figure out what's going on and somebody ends up dying, guess whose fault is that? The police. And then y'all be getting on the police because they didn't do their job right. So that's the first step of order. I'm not saying that's what happened in the Kenosha case. All I'm saying is what was said. And if I'm a reasonable person with logic, understanding our people, how our people act, black people I'm talking about act, we have some that are completely hysterical when something is going on, and then you got a few that may be calm and know how to actually convey what's going on so that the police have all the information they need. And if all of that's mixed up, if there was more than one 911 call and all that was mixed up, the police still don't know what was going on. All right, so I'm not giving the police any excuse. You guys can get mad all you want to, but my job is to bring wisdom and logic. So let's move on with this situation. So somehow the police gets there, and here's what I saw in the video where the guy was running away from the cops, trying to get in his car for whatever reason that is. I have a lot of people talking about, well, he was just trying to get to his kid. It don't matter. For whatever reason, the police was detaining him, or they asked him to stop. I need to talk to you. Whatever it is, when a police is coming to a scene of crime and you're involved in it, I don't care if you're innocent, if you're the witness or you're the person that broke it up. If the police says stop, you stop. You know, that's one thing. This could have all been avoided if he would just stopped, meaning comply. Let the cop ask their questions. And the thing is, we don't know what the cop was going to say. The cops were going to say. We don't know if they were trying to arrest them. At least I don't know yet. We'll find out. But we don't know if the cops were trying to arrest or just trying to question them on what was going on. If the police ask you to stop, just stop. If you don't want to speak to the cops, exercise your right to remain silent. And just be like, hey, I don't want to answer no questions. They escalate, then guess what? You got a case. But the minute you start running and doing all that extra stuff and all that flailing around in this, the first thing they think is he's guilty of something. We need to stop him. You're presenting yourself as somebody dangerous who is not rational, and guess what's going to happen? If they think you're doing something that's going to cause any more danger, you get what happened with the guy in Kenosha. So that's why I said teach our kids to comply. You want to live to tell your story. So if the cop was truly being unfair, now we don't really know, because all he has to say was, I was detaining him. He ran. Once you run, you're resisting arrest. That is a felony offense in some states and a high misdemeanor in others. The minute they can detain you for reasonable suspicion. I don't know why is this hard to understand. This is the problem with our people. We don't have knowledge, and we're wondering why people getting killed. I think that our people are being killed, and not just black. I'm talking about all people who ever been killed by a cop. It's because of two things. The cop don't know how to de-escalate, and you don't know how to de-escalate. It takes two. And all you guys who believe just that they'll get shot anyway, that's idiocy. If you comply, you get shot anyway. That's idiocy. Are there some examples of that happening? Heck yeah. But that's a very low percentage. I think it's actually less than less than 5% of all don't quote me on the percentage, but the last thing I thought I read was less than 5% of all police engagements. Especially when only 9 black people died this year. So, well, now 10. Or we don't even know if he's gone yet, but less than 5% of police engagements end up deadly. And that's the total. That's including black people, white people, anybody else. Less than that. So miss me with the nonsense, with all of you're going to die anyway, because that's not true. That's emotional. That's irresponsible thinking. And this is why people are starting to run and starting to riot and burning down communities, your own community, because of lack of information. The police have the right to detain you. To arrest you is another story. They have to have a crime. Reasonable suspicion of a crime. They arrest you falsely, you got a lawsuit. You got some money, so go through the process. They can only hold you less than 24 hours. Stop fighting with the police. You cannot win a battle on the street with a police officer. They have a gun. You don't. And if you give them a reason to use it, they will use it because they're within their rights by law to use deadly force if they feel that they are themselves are in danger or anybody around them can be in danger. And him reaching in his car, the police officer can say, I had reasonable doubt that he was reaching for a weapon. Whether the weapon was in there or not has nothing to do with reasonable doubt. Which does what? Make it a justified shooting, because you guys don't know the law. And until the law changes, I'm saying teach your kids to comply. You have to live to tell the story. Stop getting all in your emotional when police stop you. Think before you react and live to fight the injustice. Why is that so controversial to half of you guys? Why? All of you still on my post right now. Where y'all at? I'm doing a live. Let me put this on there. I'm doing a live on this subject. Nobody's over here because nobody want to hear the reason. They want to just be able to say and ramble off on text and hopefully nobody responds to your comment. I'm over here doing a live, explaining this information that can save your life. Explaining information that can save y'all lives. And you guys are arguing over whether the police was justified or not. I don't care whether they're justified or not. I'm going to wait until the evidence come out. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait until the whole story comes out. I'm not jumping on no bandwagons, burning down communities over somebody getting shot, and we don't even know the whole story. We only know what somebody told somebody. We don't even know if it's true. We see a video, we see something happen, and a bunch of people. Look, if my brother got shot by the cops, and on a regular day, I would probably be against the police too. I'll be angry, and he did it unjustly. But I don't know what my brother did. He could have been doing all kind of stuff, but that's my brother. I'm gonna jump on, so I get it. I get it, guys. But the problem is, you deal in that fantasy. The world deals in reality. The reality of the situation is this. You want to live and survive the engagement with the police officer. You have to comply. You have to calm down and think, okay, is this where I should fight this? No. He has a gun, I don't. I have kids in the car. This man could have been, for all we know, this man could have been home with his wife and kids if he would have just stopped. Answer the police's question. If they would have arrested his tail, they would have put him in handcuffs, probably put him in a car, figured out what was going on. 9 times out of 10 released him. Because they would have went around asking what happened. God, maybe an hour of discomfort. Once he was arrested, he could have said, hey, officer, my kids are in the car. I want to make sure that they're all right. Why is that hard? Why is that something that black people can't think to do? We got to fight, scream, holler. Like even George Floyd, if you watch the whole video, fighting, screaming, and hollering. Instead of just complying with what they said. If you're innocent, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Y'all say, and it's funny how all of the other liberals always say this to me. You don't have to comply. You don't have to do this and you don't have to do that. And you don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to. But guess what? Y'all say it to me. If you ain't guilty of nothing, y'all say it when it comes to what was it? Somebody was talking to me about Trump and his taxes. If he ain't guilty of nothing, so why didn't he just show his taxes? But then in the same breath, in this situation, y'all telling them, no, he shouldn't be. Y'all acting like he shouldn't comply. No, he don't have to comply. He don't have to. He don't have to. He don't have to. We don't have to do that. He don't have to do that. But taxes ain't killing nobody's life. A gun is. It's like we don't reason with smart thinking. We get emotional. So I'm gonna go through some of these comments because I think some of these are interesting comments, and I'm gonna talk about them. Bernard Wynn, he says, complying won't stop the racist cops from uploading his clip. Now, unloading his clip. I'm sorry. Or shooting his gun for those who don't understand our vernacular, but shooting his gun. And here's what I'm saying. Is he right or wrong? We don't know that. That's an opinion. That's an assumption. First of all, it's assumption that the cop is racist. It's assumption that he would have unloaded his clip anyway. It's just everybody is assuming that these cops are just going to shoot you because they're cops. That is a fallacy, and that's dangerous. And this is why we're burning down our communities. Y'all think it's going to be sweet coming out on the other side, but I'm going to be laughing. I'm going to be laughing right at it in another country too. Because I got the money to leave when this go belly up. I got the money to leave when the Democrats bankrupt our country and there's no jobs and nothing but crime. When they open the borders and MS-13 and the cartel has free reign to go back and forth. I've seen what cartel and MS-13 do. I don't want them coming over here. But when the Democrats get it, let's open the borders to everybody. No proper vetting, just open them up. Let them come on through. I can't wait. Matter of fact, I really want Biden to come out of the win because I'm going to be sitting here laughing like, I told you so. Do you not see what's going on in New York? Is a ghost town, guys. Do you not see what's going on in Minnesota? It's a ghost town. You remember what happened in the Detroit riots? Ghost town. The jobs left and people got poor. Y'all not thinking. Y'all emotional, right? Because y'all don't even want to take the basic simple wisdom of teach your kids to comply so that they can live. I don't even know why that was so controversial there. Let me keep going. Tiffany Brown says, I teach my nephew this. I don't care what y'all say. I'm always teach him this. I agree. I teach my daughter that. I live by that. And therefore, I've made it to be successful in radio. I've made it to still be living, in Los Angeles. To about to buy property, I'm living to be successful because I've done the things that are smart. Whether they're fair or not has nothing to do with me. When I deal with cops, I understand that I don't have a gun, so I need to live to see the next day. So whatever they do, I'm gonna let them arrest me, talk to me, whatever it is. I'm just going to exercise my right to remain silent. If they arrest me, I'll just go to jail and I'll be out the next day. And then when I'm done, I'll go get me a lawyer and I'm finna go get money. Why is that so hard? Why am I crazy and why am I dangerous? Because I'm using logical things to get something across. I don't care about y'all defeated attitude. That ain't gonna work. How do you know? None of y'all have even done it. Everybody's always saying what they don't. First of all, you don't walk in, none of your police officers, you don't walk in the shoes of a cop. You don't know what they deal with daily. And then you expect them to be the most perfect people in the world. Black folks, we don't even have that much as pressure as that. We're not dealing in dangerous situations on a daily basis. And in reality, we don't deal with danger from police. That's a narrative that you guys decided to believe. And now y'all scared of every cop that walks, including black cops. People who have never shot anybody. It's crazy. It's crazy. So Jose Clement, I hope I said his name right. He said, but when you comply, they get shot. Social workers lying on the ground next to mentally disabled kids. So whatever that is I'm gonna show you how this is exactly what liberals and Democrats do. We generalize. But when you comply, they get shot. I'm sorry. I've complied and I didn't get shot. I have nephews that complied and didn't get shot. My brother is a drunk, and sometimes he be drunk driving. I put his business out there, but oh well. He need to quit anyway. And he's complied and he's still alive. Matter of fact, I remember when my brother fought cops. He's still alive. So don't tell me every time a police engages a black man and they fight him back, they die. Because that's just not true. The fact is, my experiences is an example. Not just my experiences, other black people who have the same experiences example. So there are some black people who fight cops and don't get killed, and there are some who do and do get killed. So that right there kills the whole narrative that there's this broad thing about these cops killing everybody every time. All these general statements that when you comply, you get shot. If that to happen, there wouldn't be any black people alive if that actually happened. Because half of us don't comply. Half of us get attitudes, throw our hands up, walk away, do all kind of stuff, and think that y'all Gotti or something. And end up in jail, looking stupid, losing your job, and wonder why you ain't got no money in your pocket. Wonder why you can't be successful because you just won't do the simplest thing as, all right, whatever. The right to remain silent. Why do you think Dr. Martin Luther King was so successful with civil rights? Because he complied. And he peacefully protested. He peacefully resists. And then they were able to show the injustice because they weren't doing nothing. When you fight back, you cause a war, you give them the right to kill you. Sorry, that's just fact. When you fight back against your governing authority, that gives them the right to use force against you. Just like if somebody fights me as a civilian, I have the right, and depending on what state you're in now, because of all this liberal crap, I have the right to defend myself. So if you fight, I have the right to fight you. And 9 times out of 10, if I'm stronger, more agile, and smarter than you, you will die. If I have advantage over you, you will die. So why do you all think that y'all can fight the people who actually, now mind you, I could probably go to jail for it, but it doesn't matter. I'm in jail. You're dead. Let alone fight somebody who has immunity from it. That's not wisdom. That's why I said, I'm going to read it again. Teach your kids to comply. You have to live to tell your story. Stop getting all emotional when police stop you. Think before you react and live to fight the injustice. You can't fight the injustice. We can't change police when everybody who has the power to do that is dying. Now, the people like George Floyd, they can't tell their side of the story. So all we have is the police word and what people think they saw. And guess whose word has more weight? The police. You know why? Because they were directly involved with the situation. You weren't. Wisdom, guys. Wisdom. I'm trying to train us to think. We're losing every battle in America. If there truly is racism, we're losing because we refuse to take wisdom and think. You attack every black person who don't side with the emotional mob of black people, when all they're trying to do is save your life. I don't understand. And none of y'all got solutions. Tell me a solution, guys. Because it can't be get rid of the cops. Because when you get rid of the cops, who's going to stop Pookie and the GDs and the Vice Lords and the Stones and the Crips and the Bloods? Who's going to stop them from killing you and taking your stuff? You? You finna stop a whole game by yourself? You? That's not the answer. Lowering the police is not the answer. Defunding the police is not the answer. That's stupidity. Who's going to keep Uncle Ruckus from raping your daughter? Who you gonna call when that happens? Who you gonna call when you get mugged in the alley? Who? Because guess what? A regular person ain't gonna care. They're probably gonna help. This is lunacy, guys. Lunacy. I didn't mean to get on that. Let's get back to these comments. Right? So there's one comment. Look, this is what I don't even know how to say this new brother Knight. Brother Knight. He is a managing partner at K&E Capital Investment and works with the president of Knight Investment Group. That's his own business, I guess. And president of Black Alumni Association at Marquette University. I think I remember this dude. But here, let me show you what he says. He says your post should read teach your black kids to comply, because lethal force is rarely used on anyone else other than minorities, since you think complying will stop murders from happening. First of all, let me show you how much this was a lie right here. First of all, I don't do, let me put this out here. I don't do black anything. I don't do black anything. Thanks, Kevin. What's going on, Kevin? Kevin is one of the guys been on my show before, so good dude, amazing guy. So I don't do black white. First of all, I have a multiracial family. I don't take sides. And because I've seen people who are white get the same treatment from cops as black. I've seen black people get the same treatment as white. The data from the DOJ and the stuff that I have, and I did this in another video, does not say that black people are being killed more than white people or any other race. Considering that we commit half of the crimes in the United States. And not only that, they said one of the studies actually showed that police are less likely to want to engage black criminals because of the climate. This is data. This is not Chris making up anything. This is not something to be argued with, because there is no other data. And I've done my research, because I don't take sides. I'm a very independent, down the middle person. If you're doing wrong on Republicans, you're doing wrong. I don't necessarily like the Republicans. I don't necessarily like the Democrats. But right now the Democrats are really jacking up, so I'm focusing more on them. Because they're the ones that's trying to be the new leaders of the world and ain't giving us crap. Ain't showing us nothing. So this is a lie. I've done all this research. But if you guys took the time to actually look at a video, maybe you would know it. But you get on my post arguing. Look, I even said, hey, I'm doing a live. None of them are over here commenting. I don't see the main ones. Look, I don't see Mr. Knight. Right? So he said, because lethal force is rarely used on anyone else in my life. This is a lie. This is a dangerous narrative right here. It's a dangerous narrative to tell a group of people that lethal force is only used on them, because that is a lie. And there's no way you can show me. And if you ask them to show you this, they can't show you. They'll always bring somebody else's opinion. They'll always say, well, this person said over here and this person said over there. And then when you dig in what that person said, they didn't have no facts to back it up either. It's a narrative and it's a lie. I digs in mine. I don't just go by because some article said this. I look at the article and then I go look for the information that they got it from. And then if I can't find it, I'll go find some information. Let me find somebody who did a study. Let me find somebody who did a poll, at least a poll. But no, it's not there. This is why I bring up the information. I said, yeah, no, because that's not true. I don't push false narratives, right? People, period. I'm talking about all people, right? Then it goes on into talking about it doesn't matter of the composition of family, and please, and you are so quick to post your right leaning. Please don't see color comment. Like, so he already assumed that I was right leaning, did not actually know that I was independent. I am conservative, so I'm not right leaning. I'm a conservative independent, if you want to know what my politics are. So this is the funny thing about people who don't have facts. They always attack you. You are so quick to post your right leaning. The police see no color comments. Look, this is all about me. You just trying to get your multiracial family accepted, right? So I ignored that pretty much. I just told him I don't like racial crap. I said I've done so many shows about this politics, and bro, don't political BS. I don't want to hear it. His irrelevance about his feelings about me is irrelevant. So keep your comments on the subject and not me. I told him that is his only warning, as I always do with everybody. You start talking about me, I'll just give you part of the block party. And then if you keep going, I'll just dig through your life, and then I'll trash you on the internet. So that's just what I do. Then he posted some story from Business Insider, and I read the story. It had no facts in it, no data, no chart, at least a chart, nothing, right? So these are the type of things that are dangerous when you have people who, first of all, we went through all of this political stuff based on one statement, was this: people, teach your kids to comply. You have to live to tell your story. Stop getting all emotional when police stop you. Think before you react, and live to fight the injustice. The whole meat of this post, guys, was just to help people live. And we got a whole bunch of people who want to argue the position of living. Argue with me about just telling people to live. And I know what it is, because they had a problem with comply. Here's the problem. Now we get into the real problem in the black community. Now remember, this thing is not only about the shooting in Kenosha. This is about surviving the engagement with police. And this is also because it has something to do with your life. You won't even take responsibility in doing things the way they need to be done to stay safe. Half of you guys are not successful in life because you think every system is against you. Every system is racist, and every system is this, and this is why you struggle. You don't even want to try to see if the system will actually work for you. Because guess what? Oprah did. Tyler Perry did. Steve Harvey did. Michelle or Barack Obama did. Need I say more? Jay-Z did. Kanye did. Beyonce did. All of these people use the system to become wealthy and successful. Ben Carson did. Candace Owens did. T.I. did. Killer Mike did. All of these successful black people. And all through their success gaining their success, you didn't hear them once say, I was stopped because of systemic racism. They might feed you that line. They might say you are stopped, but they say they're not. They don't say that they were. Even Lil Wayne said he wasn't. All these people follow a system that y'all claim is racist. I can even do some black people who are successful who are not entertainers. I just only said them because they're the most in your face. All these people are successful because they follow the system. They know how to let me calm down and do the thing right. Same thing with police. A lot of these people avoid being killed by the police because they said, let me calm down and comply and live to fight another day. And if you fight against that wisdom, then I feel sad for you. And I really hope you don't end up the next victim. That's my show for today, this morning. I love you with the love of the Lord. Like, subscribe, share. If you like this video, somebody needs to hear this truth. Whether you agree with it or not, I do welcome your comments. But again, please keep them respectful, because you will be embarrassed. I will embarrass you. That's what I'm on. I'm not like these other conservative commentators that sit back and, oh, no, I will embarrass you. That's what I do. I'm just as black as you. I will embarrass you. And believe me, not many people can stand up to this tongue lashing, because that's what I do. Missing me with that nonsense, getting our people killed with this nonsense. And we out here in these streets. We out here in these streets.